YouTube, what's going on? Your Weekend Gardener here. I'm out here making that Steve Rogers, that Super Serum for my plants. I had some wood that was in my stove, and I'm out here. It turns into charcoal if it doesn't burn all the way through to ash. So I'm out here just breaking it up to add it to my mix. In my mix, I have chicken poop, cow manure. I have ground up eggs, but it's the granular. I'm sorry, not ground up eggs. I do have eggshells in here, but I also have fish. And the fish has been ground up and is powdered or granular. I have that in there. I'm about to put some compost in. Oh, what else do I have in here? I got some bocashi. I got this from a neighbor. Not sure what it is. I forgot what she told me it was. But it's granular. Corn in it. Seeds. I also have nutshell, ground nutshell. This is a super mix that she made up herself, and it has various things in it that she collects. Pretty much the same what I have. Her eggshells are not powderized, but what I'm going to do is I'm adding all this to my trees. We're supposed to get 3 days of rain, and I want all this to soak into my soil. So this is what I have in here: cow manure, chicken manure. I'm about to put compost in. Coffee grounds, and it's all layered in here. There's the ash, there's a granulated fish. You can see right here the little light color. I even see chicken feathers in here. I don't want to breathe this stuff in. Oof. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this around the base of all my trees. And then once it rains for the next few days, it's just going to circulate all this goodness. I'm looking for a bucket so I can dump. Yes, I have a mess in here. Yes, it's a mess. But that's cool. Oh, look at that. Now the compost that I have been composting for 4 years, to be honest. In that compost I have various table scraps such as fruits and vegetables that we've eaten over the years. I put leaves in it, grass clippings, coffee grounds, tea. If this don't make a tree grow, I don't know what will. Piece of wood. Well, some of this stuff can act as mulch. Okay, so follow me in the back as I get some compost. And then I'm going to start with the trees. I did a video maybe about a week ago. How I wrap my trees. I think I lost all that footage. Not sure what happened to it, but I'll show you in a second. and got some worms in here doing their business. Over the winter, I peeked in here and it actually was heating up. Saw steam coming out. Look at that. Still moist. Crazy ants. Come back to that. Wow. Stuff is like Play-Doh. So my neighbor, she had 3 chickens, and she got rid of 2 because of age. And she found a neighbor that gave her, or a friend of the family, I guess, gave her more chickens. So she went from 3 to 5 now, and went over to see. And the chickens was very quiet. You didn't even hear them making that much noise. I do want to get some chickens. I'm thinking maybe no more than 4, but I need something with some quiet to them. I don't. As you can hear these birds in the background, that's enough noise. And then I think I have a neighbor that has a kennel, because you hear the dogs singing all night. Okay, briefly, I'm gonna go over the cover. I use tulle to cover my peach trees, my plum trees, my apricot, my cherry, and plums. Those actually are fruiting. As you can see right here, I have fruit. This is probably the 3rd year this tree has fruited. The first year, my fruit got that big, and I saw a squirrel running across the yard with something red. I thought it was a nose. Thought it was the weirdest thing. And then I looked at my tree, and I looked at the squirrel. I said, he stole one of my peaches. Then the following year, the peaches got to this size, and the squirrels ran through them. So this is the 3rd year. I decided that I was going to protect these trees at all costs, because I have a lot of fruit on them. So this is a 3-year tree. It's been in the ground for about a year. Look at that. I'm gonna be honest with you. I've never had a actual peach before. The peaches that I've had in my life were processed. Like in the little fruit cups we had as kids. And I didn't care for it too much because it was too, I didn't like the texture. It was just too slippery. But I am going to try. This is my Alberta peach. All right, here's my other peach right here. Cannot think of the name of it. At the moment, it is, I think it's a Hellhaven. Woohoo! All right, and look at her. She doesn't have as many peaches, but look at that right there. I know some people will say, oh, you're supposed to thin them out so that way you have bigger peaches and all that stuff. Whatever. Well, I can't say whatever, because to each their own. I just choose to let nature do what it does. If nature wanted to have 20 peaches, it'll have 20 peaches. If nature wanted to have 5, it'll have 5. I just let them do what they do. Okay, this is my pomegranate tree. I had two. This is a very difficult tree to keep on the property. I believe this is the Utah Sweet. Yep, Utah Sweet. Very difficult to grow. As you can see, look at this. This dies back. Dies back every year. I believe it was bigger than this before. I had another one over here and it died back. Not good. It did better in a pot, but in ground, this is probably the best it's looked. All this right here is new growth this year. You could tell by the colors. Looks fiery. All that's new, so that's a good sign. I have some other trees that should have gotten leaves by now, but they didn't. If you've been keeping up with me, this is a stage in my garden. Yesterday, I had these wrapped, stapled, and that's protected against the dirt. I don't want the dirt onto the wood. I don't want it spilling out throughout the cracks. Next step is putting a brace across, so that therefore when I put my soil in here, it won't bow. So that's the next step. I may attempt it today. I need to get some accurate measurements. All this needs to be smoothed out. I think it's high enough to keep the groundhog out. Squirrels, not so much, but it should keep the groundhogs out. Okay, this is a bonsai. Is this my bonsai? No, this is my babcock peach. Excuse me, my allergies are, whew, they're hurting. Babcock peach. This is the second year peach stout. Lost them due to squirrels, and plus maybe it was too young. After the peaches drop, I am going to put this in the ground. It's been in the 5-gallon. Well, it was in a smaller pot earlier. Now it's in a 5-gallon. All right, this right here is one of my Russian pomegranates. This is the Kazaki. And I believe I got this tree in November. And I do have a video on that. And what I did is I just, because it was kind of cold, I just put it in some dirt. No amendments or anything, and just kept it moving. I do need to mulch it up so I can prevent weeds from coming in here. And as you saw in my earlier video, it is flowering, or it's budding. These flowers should pop soon. Sometimes I believe that wood ash helps with the flowering. It definitely helps with the fruiting. I believe making the fruit a little sweeter, and I'm cool with that. So it looks like I may have some. Again, once they're pollinated by hand and bug, I'm going to cover it with tulle and guard it. I'm gonna put that ADT on it. Here's my other. This is my sour anor. Got that lean going on, so I gotta straighten it out. This is definitely one that I may put into the ground after the season. It's not flowering yet because I believe it's supposed to flower next month in June here in zone 7. Oh, all these are new. This is new growth right here. So the tree woke up, fiery tips, all new growth. I love it. Okay, that's still alive. So I'm gonna feed it anyway, just because it's here and it needs food. This is another one that, because of the temperature at the time when I planted it, I just planted and ran pretty much because it was kind of cold. All right, this right here is my Georgia Belle, or Bella Georgia. And I purchased this tree last year. Of course, I didn't get anything off of it because it was brand new. But I don't know if you saw earlier. I'll show you in a second. Dinner time. Okay. Peaches. This thing has exploded. First time it has peaches on it. No, I'm not going to pluck any off. No, I'm not going to thin. If it's meant to have one peach, it's going to have one. If it's meant to have 20, it's going to have 20. I believe in nature that trees pretty much, they get rid of what they can't use. So I'm going to let this tree do what it's supposed to do. All right, here's my little pomegranates. I had flowers on this one last year. This year, this thing is absolutely butt naked. I think it's dead. This is my Salavaski. I think it's gone. The Salavaski and the Utah have been some of the hardest pomegranates to grow in my area, even though they say that they can. Now these little teeny things right here, this is the Christine. I believe she is gone, and I believe this one is gone, the Bala. And I think the winter took them. There's still some green there, but to be honest, they're supposed to leaf out by now. I'm not sure why they haven't, but we're gonna feed them just in case there's some late bloomers. Maybe something's telling me I don't need so many pomegranates. Blueberry bush, big box store. I've been growing blueberries now for a few years, and I actually have never tasted, maybe just once. I had a Titan blueberry, but it didn't taste too good. I think I got it at the wrong time. So maybe this year I'll beat the birds to them. All right, off to my AU plum, which is covered, and it's covered because it has plums. Last year I probably had about 100 plums on here, and in one of my photos I showed most of the plums at the foot. I don't know if a squirrel ran through here and knocked them over, or the tree wasn't ready to hold on to them. But I put the ADT on them so we can have some plums this year. All right. Next is my Golden Annie apricot, dwarf. I saw it bloomed out this year, and I saw a couple of fruit, and I'm doing anything I can to protect them. I think I have like 4. Definitely got the ADT on them. I've never had an apricot before. Hopefully I can get one this year. All right, off to the next. This is my bonsai patio peach, and this is the 3rd year it has fruit on it, and I didn't get any. This year, like I said, what I've done different is I covered them up early. I didn't wait. Okay. This right here is my orange tree that I just got this year. This is the Shiranui. When I got this, I think I had 4 or 5 oranges on it, And the last one got to this big, and I think when it rained hard, it fell off. So no fruit this year. We're going to build the muscles up. We're going to get this nice and fat. And next year we're going to have fruit. All right. Here's my plum tree that did not flower this year. Last year it did, and there was a lot of flowers, and I did not get any plums. Womp womp. So I'm feeding it just so it'll flower up. Okay. This right here is my my Miwa sweet kumquat. This is giving me a few. I did a taste test, and I did a taste test with some of my classmates. So you saw that video. All right. This is my peach tree. I got it. It was like 6-7 feet tall. It's probably taller than that. But this is the, what is this? I believe it's my Hell Haven. Is it Hell Haven? It's a Red Haven. Okay. And it leafed out. As far as when it flowers, I got to do some research on that. I think no flowers this year, which I'm cool with. It has to go on the ground next year or this year. All right, this is my variegated lemon. Yellow and white on the outside and pink in the inside. This was a clipping, a 5-inch clipping that I got off my mom's tree, and it's looking good for 5 inches. It was. Now it's looking real good. So I don't expect flowering, probably maybe a year or two, but looks pretty. I like it. Okay. Next tree. This is my lime tree, I believe. This is my key lime tree. And for the first time ever in the 3 years it's been on the property, there it is. It flowered. And hopefully I get some limes this year. Woo! Excited. I'm excited. This definitely cannot go on the ground because in zone 7, this is very fragile in the cold. A very fragile tree. Meyer lemon. This is the one that you saw in my video. And I have to say, this must be the improved Meyer lemon, because this thing last year gave me 22 lemons. And wow, it looks like this year I'm going to get just as many. I have been snipping on this tree, getting rid of some of the limbs. I'm going to have to get rid of this one because it's crossing over. Let's see. Yeah, look at this right here. That is crazy. Look at all those lemons coming. Lemons, lemons, lemons. And I didn't get lemons this high last year. Last year my lemons were lower. And then on this branch right here, look at all those lemons. I'm gonna have to prop this branch up. It's gonna snap. I think I'm gonna put a pole in here. But this, I believe, is the improved Meyer lemon. And she is doing the job. I expect bigger lemons this year. It is April the 7th. These lemons should be ready around November. All right. This is my brown select satsuma. And this is my new one. This is my new one because my old one, which I don't see, but I had to trim it back a lot because over the winter it didn't get enough light when I was out of the country. Beat it. Mosquitoes out. All right, this is my orange roughy, and I've had this tree, I think, 3 years. This is the third pot. New growth, fiery tips, and I believe this tree has, yes, it's about to flower out. There's a flower right there, one there, one there. So it's possible I'll be able to get some fruit out of it. All right, let me scoot you over here. All right, this is my first mire. Got some lettuce growing in here. New growth, because some of the videos I showed over the winter time, this thing was deprived of leaves. This tree is 4 years, one lemon. One lemon. We got to do better. Not going to get any lemons this year because I don't see any flowers. I do get a lot of flowers on this tree, but nothing this year. Maybe because I didn't feed it and I neglected. But it doesn't need flowers. It need to work on growth, because at 4 years it should not be this small. All right. Now my last tree over here, well, not the last tree, but that is my Calamundan orange. And I will say this, that is a unpleasant orange. They look good, but if you like bitter and sour, I recommend this tree. Oh, but it smells so good. Hold on. Oops. Yeah, this tree does smell good. And it's a heavy producer, very heavy. This tree does not play. If I can figure out what to do with the oranges, I was thinking about making some jam or marmalade with it. Okay, here are a few more cuttings. I'm missing a tree. Where is it? I'm missing a brown select. Cuttings, cuttings, cuttings. Brown select, I see it. Okay. This is a cutting that's finally waking up. That is a lime. My brown select last year had 4 oranges on it, and wow, those probably the second best orange I've ever had. We're gonna feed it, and it's been fed. Okay, I'm gonna be all over the place, no organization. Okay, this is another lime cutting, new growth, about to feed it. All right, this is my dragon fruit. Some of you saw my videos before. This has been outside now, going on 2 weeks. Lime cutting. Get out of here. This is the lemon cutting. So, waking up. Got some new growth there. Looks good. All right, what did I miss? I missed some more cuttings. Now these cuttings came from like I was stating earlier, a 5-inch stem. That's a lime. And this is a lime. I think I'm going to, I may sell these. Once the leaves perk up, I may sell them. All right, plum tree coming up. This plum actually had a lot last year. I think this is the damson, which are sour plums. I'm about to put this in the ground because a lot of times I forget to water it. But won't have to worry about that for the next few days. It's supposed to really rain. Right. Another neglected tree. Side note, look at my melon. And I don't even remember planting melon, but I heard you can make some great tea out of that. All right, pineapple pear tree. It did have one flower, no fruit. 4th year, no fruit. But it started flowering, so that's a good sign. That trunk looks real thick and healthy. Nice. All right, pear tree. 1st year, several pears. 2nd year, nothing. 3rd year, pears, a few, but they're beat up. Last year, it did not flower. Okay, fig trees. Figs, 2 years in a row. These figs, these little ones, absolutely doing nothing, but they have gotten bigger. I'm happy about that. I'm about to come through and weed. This is my black beers. That's mixed in with a whole bunch of clover-like things. Ugh. Alright, this is my Celeste. I had some figs on these earlier, and something got to it. Bugs or birds. Alright. This is my Indian blood peach. Hear that bee? Gotta pay attention. Does have peaches on it. This is the 3rd time. See if I can see a peach for you. Here we go. And this is now the baby brother. It was bigger. Well, no, it never got bigger. I said I was going to work on that. I think I'm going to hit this with a spike. But it does have peaches on it. Plum tree. Didn't flower. Maybe it's a late bloomer. I don't know. I'm getting some good exercise. I was going to do more, but I'm taking it inside after this. All right. This is it was the 4-in-1, but it's the 3-in-1. I think it likes this spot. It flowered out for the first time. Got some cherries. This one died. So now it's not a 4-in-1, it's a 3-in-1. All right. I believe this is the last tree. And this is my pear tree. It did get some fruit on it this year, but two pairs are very beat up. I'm not even going to mess with them. Okay, that's all the trees. Oh, one more tree. I have just enough left. And this is my African banana tree. Some of the videos I showed before, this thing was beat up. But 2 leaves later, it's bouncing back. I can get one more shoot this month. I'll be happy. Okay, thanks for joining me on my little journey, walking around, showing what I got. Feeding plants, feeding trees.